Sup, it's Greggatron. I hope you like my shirt. Anyway, a couple weeks ago I talked about this woman who was talking about she doesn't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory on her first date because she's better than that, right? So this is an update slash continuation of that. Weeks later, some other woman took a survey or something with a bunch of other women as to where a man shouldn't take her on the first date. So I'm thinking this is all tied together. So anyway, there's a list of 30 places or things to do that men shouldn't do with women on the first date. Number 1, Cheesecake Factory. Number 2, Applebee's. 3, Chili's. 4, Chipotle. 5, Olive Garden. 6, the movies. 7, your house. 8, any fast food chain. This is conducted by women, right? 9, Buffalo Wild Wings. 10, Wingstop. 11, Red Lobster. I'll just read them down. A buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie night like Netflix, somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, or just a bar in general. So, what's wrong with those places? Seriously. Like in my last video, a lot of these things to do, these are things that I mentioned that I would do on my first date. But this is why dating is dead today. Because this is what young people are allowing. Men are allowing it. Women are getting away with it. Like I can see like church, like you don't go to church on your first date, but what's wrong with the movies? Like I said, what's wrong with Applebee's? What's wrong with IHOP? What's wrong with that? My conclusion is feminism and social media ruin dating, period, because it lets women get away with this mess, and men will actually agree to this. Like, you know what, maybe they're right. No, they're not. That's why in my last video I talked about I'll just take you out on a walk. So this will actually be a continuation of that as well. How much money should a man spend on a woman? I would only spend money on her today if it's her birthday or Christmas. That's it. Like women today, they want you to pay their electric bill. They want you to pay their car note. They want you to pay their phone bill. Nah. I had a woman ask me, no, I'm not even going to say that because she might watch this video. You know what? I had a woman ask me if she could pay for her family member's funeral. And like, I love this woman, and she said she would pay me back, but at the time I didn't believe that. But be that as it may, no, I'm not doing it. You gotta wait for your family members to kick in. You got a big family, right? You can pay for your own family member's funeral. Like, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about that just turns me off from dating. It's like in my last video I talked about how I understand how women don't want to go to the man's house to watch Netflix on the first date because, you know, she might get kidnapped, right? She could be concerned about that, I said. But then I thought about it after the video and I'm like, so she doesn't want to go over his house on the first date out of safety, yet she's perfectly comfortable and okay with him spending money on her. Like, buku money. And notice how this list I mentioned, nowhere on there is shopping. So this all goes back to these young ladies they're perfectly okay with you taking her shopping. But thanks to social media, she could have 10 or 12 or 30 or 40 dudes liking her posts and pictures, and she could be getting rich off of these guys. And I'm not even talking about like Cash App and mini-vids and OnlyFans. I'm not even talking about that sort of thing. I'm talking about, let's say a girl is single and she's going out on 5 different dates with 5 different dudes just to get to know them, right? But let's say all 5 of these dudes take her shopping on a different date. And they each spend, let's just say, $200 each. That's $1,000 she just made in clothes in 1 week. So, depending on how quote-unquote bad she is, she doesn't have to do her own shopping. Because the men are such simps, they'll go out of their way, they'll do everything in their power to make sure this woman is taken care of. Notice how I do this a lot? But that's not taking care of her. In my opinion, taking care of a woman is getting to know that woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, without the sex. And women who are quote unquote bad like that, they'll use their sexual influence to persuade that man just to keep him on that hook. She'll say, well, I might sleep with him, but probably I won't. But I'm going to just keep him on that hook just long enough to string him along. And he thinks, you know, because she's so gorgeous or whatever it might be, he thinks he has a shot, but he really doesn't. Because he already lost the first time he gave her a dime. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a setup. Like a woman will say, I don't ask you for anything, but she'll word things in such a way. I've had this happen to me when I was younger. They'll word stuff in such a way, right? To where they'll say, oh, my phone is off right now, or oh, my electric is about to go out, or oh, my car battery died last night. So they won't flat out ask you, hey, can you buy my car battery? They'll just say there's something wrong, like, oh, I need my hair done. My hair is a hot mess, she'll say. So she's trying to open up the door for you to say, oh, well, how much does that cost? How much does your battery cost? How much is your phone bill? What's left on it? And she'll say, oh, I just need $30. No big deal. And the guy will say, oh, $30, that's it? Or, oh, your car battery? Oh, it's just $100. I got an extra $100 laying around. And then she'll say, no, you don't have to do that. And then he'll like be obligated. He'll feel guilty. And he'll say, oh, no problem. And she'll say, well, I don't want you to. And it's reverse psychology is what it is. So long story short, he'll give her the money, but she did it in such a way to where he can't use it against her in the future. Because if he does, if he says, I did all this for you, this and that, she'll say, wait a minute, buddy. I never asked you to do any of that stuff. You volunteered. You know what I'm saying? So they're just mind games. They're just a setup. And as far as this list goes, like IHOP, coffee, ice cream, there's nothing wrong with these things. And something tells me this is a joke. Like, is this like a spoof? I feel like they're trolling me and others. I don't know. It sounds too bad to be true. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go back to the Cheesecake Factory real quick. Like, always have good food, good service, nice people. It's always a clean building. And as far as like Buffalo Wild Wings, same thing. Like, let's say this girl likes sports and you like sports. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with watching like a fight night or an MMA? They used to call that the octagon, right? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with it? Denny's. What's wrong with getting pancakes in the morning? Let's say she works evenings, so the morning is the only thing you can do. What's wrong with taking her out for breakfast? Nothing. Nothing. Let me know what you think. Peace.